Hello and welcome to the very last Easter Joy Stitch Along video. This is going to be a quick one because I just wanted to kind of I don't know, finalize, round this up, just put a bow on the end. And that is really to show you the final finished project from this Stitch Along, at least what I did with mine. I went for a pillow. My mom actually really likes it when I make my embroidery or my cross stitch into pillows, I have learned. So, also you can take the cover off and then it stores flat for seasons and holidays. So I think she's really into that. Yeah. So this is what I did with mine. You can do this with yours. I'm not gonna walk through and show you the steps that I followed, but I will tell you a few details on this. So first of all, there's a fluff on here. Take that off. After I finished the cross stitch, I, took care of it. I pressed it. I don't always soak my cross stitch. That's just a personal thing. I do when I need to. This is white fabric. Maybe I should have, but it had just sort of gotten a wash after I got coffee on it. So it's fine. I was working on a piece of Aida cloth that was about 12 inches square. And so I trimmed it down a little bit. So I think I cut it down to 10.5 inches square. This is an 18-inch pillow form. And so I was aiming to have a front piece that was 18 inches square. And then when you sew it down and you have the little bit of seam allowance, it sort of shrinks it up a little bit so that it fits the pillow form a little nicer. So I did this I sort of did rough sewing math, which is how I often do things. I cut the cross stitch to 10.5 inches square. And then these two bands on the sides, I cut to 4.5 by 10.5, and I attached them to the sides. And then the top and the bottom, I cut 4.5 by 18. And if you're good at sewing math and you know that I sewed with 1/4 inch seam allowance, I was a little bit off with my measurements and I had a little bit of extra on the sides, which was fine. It just meant that after I added the pieces on, I needed to trim it on the sides just a little bit. But it was I wasn't sewing with perfect seams, so I was actually glad I had that extra. So that was for making the front. By the way, I press the seams when I do this with cross stitch. I press the seams away from the Aida so that the Aida is more flat. Then on the back, I cut a top piece and a bottom piece, this here and this here. Those were each 18 wide by 14 high. And I just put a little double hem like that on there. And I overlap those. And I do have a tutorial on my blog that shows how to make a simple, it's like an embroidered pillow cover. Slightly different arrangement on the front, but similar. So you could use that. That's kind of what I pulled up when I was figuring this out. But I just wanted simple, and it's an envelope back, so you can, open it up, pull out the pillow. By the way, this pillow form and the fabric were courtesy of Missouri Star Quilt Company. This fabric is called Bunny Trail. It's by Riley Blake Fabrics, and I chose it specifically because I thought it would look really cute with my Easter Joy pattern. So one of the things I love, let me find them here. There's these little blue flowers with yellow centers, and it's just like the little blue flowers on the pattern. I thought that was really fun. Also, Bunny Trail as a name. I know that this is only week 5, and technically it wasn't all that long ago that I made the first video for this, but I don't remember if I told this story or not. But the name Easter Joy for this pattern. I named it that because my grandpa, Papa is what I called him, he would always say, Easter time is a time for joy, and a time for joy is Easter time. So I put that together and I called it Easter Joy. But also, he would regularly sing, like, Here Comes Peter Cottontail, hopping down the bunny trail. So when I found out that this fabric was called Bunny Trail, I was like, it is all coming together. So I have a bunny trail, I have Easter Joy. It's like an ode to Papa. And I like that. Anyway, this is my finished pillow. And again, I've seen Sherry, who was stitching along, she put hers in a hoop, framed it. Hi, Sherry, if you're watching. Cute little like jadeite bunnies and a little display that she put together. I think that's adorable. However you want to frame or use your Easter Joy pattern, do that. And if you want to make a pillow, you can 100% do it in an easy way. Honestly, I think I spent as much time cutting the fabric as I did sewing the whole thing together. This is a quick way to finish something, and then you get to enjoy it and it feels useful. Not that putting a hoop on the wall isn't useful, but it's like there's just something extra about having this. And again, you can take the cover off, store it for the season, and then just put a different cover on your pillow. So it's a nice way to have things pack small and play big, as they say. So, all right. That's going to wrap up the Easter Joy Stitch Along. Thank you so much for joining me for this. Whether you were just watching or you were stitching the entire thing, I'm so glad that you were here. It's been a lot of fun to make these. I don't do this in this way real often. I do make stitch along videos each month for my coffee clutch, which is hosted on Ko-fi. And there's a link for that down in the description there below. But if you enjoy the patterns that I make, you might want to check that out. There's patterns, there's stitching videos, there's extra bonuses as well. So worth taking a look at that. But yeah, I just think that anytime that you can stitch alone or with friends on the internet, it's a good time and a good way to have some Easter joy. So thank you again, and maybe we'll do another stitch along this way in the near future. We'll see. Bye for now.